Okay, so what you're going to be doing here is adding and subtracting polynomials. This is MM1A2C is the standard for today. A polynomial is a term or the sum or difference of two or more terms. So poly, you recognize that from like a polytheist believes in two or more gods, multiple. So when working with polynomials, a term can be defined as a number, a variable, or the product of a number and one or more variables. So a monomial has only one term. For example, 3c or 5y, z cubed, or monomials. See, they're grouped together even though there's two variables. It's just grouped together. Binomial has a plus or minus symbol in between them. A trinomial, there's three terms. 4x squared minus 3x plus 1, right? There's one term, two terms, three terms, 1, 2, 3. So to add polynomials, you combine like terms. So like terms, it has to have the same variable and the same exponent. That is a like term. So let's look at this. What you want to do, first thing you want to do is remove the parentheses. Now if there's a plus sign in between them, you can simply just remove the parentheses and combine like terms. So 6x squared minus 3x plus 9 plus 9x cubed plus 7x squared minus 3x plus 5. So notice I could just remove it because there's a plus sign there. So I like to start with the highest order variable. So 9x cubed. There's not any other x cubes. That's the only one. Plus, let's see, squared is the next highest one. So x to the second power. So there's this one and that one. So 6x squared plus 7x squared is simply 13x squared. And then I need to erase this. And then negative 3x minus 3x, that's going to be negative 6x. And then 9 and 5 is going to be 14. So this would be your answer. So, some people like to put different shapes like a circle around the x squared. Those are like terms. Here's a square around the x cubed. We could do like a triangle around the x's, and then kind of run out of shapes, but the 9s and the 5s are left. So like terms, those are the like terms. Same variable, x, same exponent 2, 2. That's how I knew that they were like terms. Alright, let's look at another one. So again, we're going to start by removing the parentheses, except this time there's a subtraction sign. When there's a subtraction sign, that is meaning that we need to change every sign in here. So it's basically, there's a negative 1 right there, and you're distributing, so you're saying negative 1 times into the 7th, negative 1 times this, times this, times this, but you could, for memorization's sake, just know that there's a negative sign, you flip the sign. So 7 into the 7th, you don't do anything to the first parentheses, plus 9n cubed minus 6n minus 6. Now here's where we flip the sign, so minus n to the 7th minus 3n cubed plus 6n and then minus 12. So now let's combine like terms. Here's a 7n to the 7th, here's an n to the 7th, so they're like terms. So remember there's a 1 right here, we just don't write it, so it's going to be 6n to the 7th. Cross those out. 9n cubed minus 3n cubed. If there's a 3, we can just say cubed, such as if there's a 2, we say squared. So 9n cubed minus 6n cubed is plus 6 n cubed, cross those out, minus 6n plus 6n, remember those are to the 1 power, we just don't write it, but those would just cancel out, right? Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. That leaves us with minus 6 minus 12, it's going to be minus 18. So that would be the answer for this one. Okay, let's do the example problems.